And we are live. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is 9 a.m. my time for an early Wednesday stream. Let's see who's here today. We got Kenneth. So early, I agree. I rolled out of bed around 8 o'clock, ran in here, set everything up, poured a cup of coffee, and here we are. So I agree, it is early. Local Maker, how's it going? Aaron's here, 3D Experiments, Steven, Tajin Engineering's here. Hey Monkey, Monkey Butler Labs, RS Makes, Jose's in the house, Pepper's Adventure. Good morning. I'm here. I'm slowly waking up. For anyone that wasn't here last week, the reason why we're doing an early stream is because my family, my mom and dad are visiting, and so we are going to take Jackson to the aquarium a little bit later on and then go grab dinner. So that's why we're doing an earlier stream today. So thank you everybody for joining me this morning. Hey Lisa. Emin, Nick, you need to chug some hot sauce. That sounds awful. I'll be back picking up lunch. Sounds great. Morning. Hey Reggie. So the game plan today is that we are turning on the Trident, and I don't see how that's not possible because I've set us up for success. To recap kind of last week and what I've done since last week, we started on the electrical last week, but because we did this sort of inverted, let me show you guys a side shot. Because we did this inverted electronics, normally the electronics, you turn the printer over to access it from the bottom, but we are using this mod where it's top accessible. We had to install the skirts, which took a fair bit of time. I hadn't actually planned on installing the skirts last week's stream, but we needed the bottom panel on to install the cable raceway. So we got the skirts on last week. We started doing the AC wiring, which is in the back. Oops, do we have, what do we have, manual focus on? There we go. The AC wiring, which we started back here. And then I ran into some confusion when we were getting the AC wiring at the bed, which I've since figured out. The kind of confusing element of it was that, well, a couple things. So for one, I've added since, there's 3 Wagos on this side, and now there's 2 Wagos on this side that I added. And so these are the thermistor wires, one thermistor wire, the second thermistor wire, just because I don't fully understand why that's not the default. All the ground, the AC, and the AC wires on the other side are quick disconnect. But if you have your thermistor wires, then you still can't remove the bed easily because you have the wires running down. Delmar says I use a Molex for the thermistor, so maybe that was the intention to use Molex wires, which does make sense. You don't need Wagos for the thermistor wires. They're just little tiny wires. They don't need it, but I like Wagos and I've got a bunch of them, so we did that. The other thing that was a little bit head scratchy for me was the way the fuse is. Let's turn this around. Or 2-pin JST, gotcha. I have those. I guess it's one of those things, like I don't use them very often. And the Wagos are just so simple that I kind of default to them since I have them. But yeah, I guess that totally makes sense. Me and Steve did that for the VZBot build. So the thing that was a little bit confusing to me was there is a fuse. So I don't know if this has a switching fuse, but it had a like a physical fuse that will pop if it gets over a certain temperature and break your connection. But the confusing part of it was wired. It's like wired into the bed, which I'm used to seeing like I think it's usually the live wire coming out of the bed, then passing through the fuse, and then the other end of that wire continuing. But the way it was set up, it's like wired inside the bed, so it was a little bit confusing. But I got that basically figured out. So we only needed our two AC wires because the fuse is in line already with one of these wires, and then our earth wire. And I did for Nappin, who I don't know if he's here this morning, but I did end up removing the ground wire and adding some Loctite. I don't have, what was the nut? Someone was recommending some kind of a nut or a washer that basically would prevent it from coming loose from vibrations. I can't remember the name of it, but I didn't have that. So I did use a little bit of Loctite, which I don't normally do, but I said I was going to. On top of that, yeah, yeah, it's funny. I saw Nero was streaming this morning. To be fair, I don't normally stream in the morning anyway, so it'll be probably a little bit quieter of a stream than normal. My 110s pop when I print at 105, so I went higher with 120 or 130. I think that I checked the rating on this, and it is it's 125. So this is yeah, it's a hotter fuse. So I also went ahead and ran the wires down the cable chain. What else have I done? I did because we'd already done this before, and again, I was trying to sort of make some progress. Hey, good morning, nice. Good morning, Makermind. I did run the cables up here as well. So the tool head wires. We're going to be going with CAN bus. I'm only using this now because it's what the kit came with, and I'm just building it sort of stock-ish for now. So yeah, cable wires have been ran through here, cable chain. I also swapped out, if anyone didn't see last week, we ran into a bit of a issue with this PCB, which you could do without if we wanted to do sensorless homing. But this guy, which is the second focus, it's their XY limit switch PCB. The issue was that the X switch was kinked. So I don't know if it was a bad solder job. I think likely it was a physical impact that hit the switch, which caused the legs to shift, but it was at an angle. And so the original plan was I was going to desolder and resolder, but I ended up ordering some PCBs from XR Bunker, and I ended up getting this in quicker than, like before I even got a chance to fix the other one. It came in on Monday and I hadn't even resoldered it yet. So this is not the one that came in the kit. It's essentially the same thing, but it's a purple PCB, and the switches are not at an angle. Let's see, large thumbs. Yes. Morning GPs. Already almost dark here. Oh man, 125 is good, just so nothing melts. Yeah, I was in the town over for me, so my house was shaking. Was it earthquake? We crossing the streams. Oh no, I didn't know there was an earthquake this morning. Did you see the Everest frame I shared in Discord? No, I have not seen it yet. Did you tag me in it? Yes, home stretch, Nessie. So yes, we've done that. The guide called for some kind of a strain relief, because if you get the LDO cable chains, they have this sort of like T shape on the end of it that you can zip tie wires to. This doesn't. So it says that there's a printed part that you can put here that's a strain relief. It didn't come in the kit, and I don't think it's life or death. So hopefully I'll install it afterwards, but yeah, it didn't come with it, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. So the next thing, we're just doing a quick overview, because again, I want to, since I'm not doing this whole thing on stream, want to at least bring everyone up to speed. So the cables are, let's move this physically, there we go. Let's back out. Okay, so cables are ran down this side. This is all of the, I think this is the B motor. So B motor and all of our toolhead wiring go down through here. And I thought it was funny, the length of wiring they send for this harness is nuts. Like I unwrapped it, but it seems like the intention is to have it run. So I have it ran in a cable raceway all the way down here. Then I have it jump across over here, run in a cable raceway all the way midway through here, then jump over here. So I originally was debating, I was actually talking to my mom and dad last night about it. I was like, these wires are nuts. Maybe cutting and recrimping and shortening them, but the reality is because I plan on going CAN bus, I don't want to deal with shortening all these guys, okay? So we're just going to run them as is. I'll do my best to have sort of zip tied some to keep them neat. Hey, Turtle, good morning. Hey, Orion, CB. Yeah, the purple, it's like a chrome. It's a really nice purple. So yeah, the wires are nutty long, but it seems like it's okay with the cable raceways. So the only other thing that was not included in this kit, as far as printed parts goes, was the little twist guys that go into here that are basically zip tie anchors. There was only 4 of them, and you need more. Like you need 3 for over here. I will end up printing more, but I don't have them now. So for now, this little this side only has the A motor 4 wires coming down. So I'm just going to leave them kind of loose at this point. So I think that pretty much brings up to speed. The game plan today is just to handle DC wiring, and then hopefully power up and do our initial testing. I did have, let's see, so long is better. Too long, yeah, I agree with that. No, 100% too long is better than too short, because I already had this. Okay, there's another, now that you mention that. So this is the thermistor for the bed, and I cut and soldered extension onto it because it was too short. So I agree. I'm glad I only had to do it with this cable so far, and that the rest of them were too long. That's a good point. Too long is better than too short. I would never, too short would really frustrate me. So one thing I have not done, everything is grounded other than frames. So I've got bed grounded, power supply grounded. I even grounded the SSR. I cannot seem to figure out what, I haven't put a ton of thought into it, but what the best place is to ground the frame on the Trident. So I know Aaron's got like 2 or 3 of them, and I think there's a few others in here that have them. So I'm curious as to where the grounding point is, because the only place I can think of is where the frame kind of bolts into each other on these ends, but it's not threaded, and I would have to remove the screw to basically shove it in there. So I'm wondering if most people are drilling a hole into the frame somewhere and using that. Oh, so just a T-nut is all people are using. I was debating on that. So for the anodizing though, are you scraping the area where you are putting the T-nut then? Because I don't think with the coating on here, anywhere you can reach, LDO uses a serrated washer. Sanded a bit, serrated washer. Interesting. I don't think I have a serrated washer. Let's see. I don't remember on the 2.4 kit what I did. Okay, got you. So it's a serrated washer going into the frame. Bolt and T-nut. Okay, well, that's good to know then. So I will probably just find a little section then, where I will just sand, maybe under the chain back here. I don't remember, Delmar, offhand, the 2.4 build, what we did. It's been a bit. I mean, it's been, I think, 6+ months at this point. Hey, PF, morning. TT, good morning. Or just scratch the frame. Yeah. I think I'm just going to do a little scratch on the frame. Might have to get some sandpaper. Or I've got files, so I guess we could probably file. It's gonna be difficult. This is the area I'm thinking we'll probably do it, because then we can just take the wire from here and just have a T-nut right here. That probably makes the most sense. Oh, just an oversized screw into T-nut. That's a great idea. Okay, so that's what it was. Yeah, I think the 2.4, I think Reggie's right. I think that with the 2.4, it was grounded through the terminal block. And then that basically transferred it to the DIN rail, right? And then that transferred it to the frame. I don't remember. I honestly, I don't. So, okay, let's see. Let's go with, let me first find a ground wire. I think I just pull some more out of here. Yeah, because I was thinking, like, I've done the grounding of the frame quite a few times, but they've all been different. Like the Mercury 1.1 used an Ender 5 frame, and there was already a couple of either threaded holes or just holes through the frame where I basically just shoved a bolt through the inside of the frame and then a nut to the other side, and that's what I used. I tried tagging Discord, but it's too hard. Okay, I'll take a look. I'll take a look after that. Screws to the bed for DIN rail. Okay. Anodizing can be a little bit of an insulator. Yeah, no, that's a good, I mean, now that you're saying that, the amount of times I've built a Creality printer and they give you a screw that's a little bit too long for the spool holder and you go right past it and then it goes into the frame, I'm sure that will conduct. So let's do this. This is a great, I'm glad I asked, because again, I was thinking last night, I was pretty tired. It was probably 11:45 at night, and I was like trying to prep some stuff for today. And it just wasn't coming to me. I was like, I'm not really sure. I was looking around the printer and I was like, I'm not exactly sure what's the best point. So I'm glad I asked, because that is a lot simpler than what I probably was going to try. Okay, let's see. I think I've got some ring connectors down here. Big old ring. You know what? Steve had me purchase some ring connectors, I think, for the VZ-Bot build. Let me see if I've got any in this toolbox over here. Those are fork, those are, nope. I guess I was wrong. Let's see, ring. This is probably, let's see. Cool, this will work. Okay, 2 Ugga Duggas, like a screw. Hey, morning, Jeff. I hear Jackson making silly sounds. This last week, I gotta update you guys on everything. Hey, what's up, Muzen? I might have missed it, but is the SSR grounded? It's not. So I was confused because I think every single maybe I'm wrong, but I think that every SSR pretty much I've used in a printer has been grounded via the DIN rails from the metal that it clamps into. This is not, that's not the case with this. So I can show, so I ran, let's see if you guys can see this, boop, zoom in. You can kind of see it right there. So there's the screw that basically is on the bottom of the SSR that connects it to the metal mounting system. So it's got its own earth wire right there. Speaking of VZ stuff, nice. I am, yes, very happy with it. I still need to do more. I'm using it to print parts. Like, the whole clockwork was reprinted with it. All of the reverse Z motor mounts for the reverse inverted electronics were printed on it. The extensions for the DIN rails, I've been using it to print a fair bit of parts. It's super fast. The 0.6 nozzle makes it even faster that I'm running on it. And I do need to still tweak some profiles, but I've been really happy with it. And I also placed an order for all the water-cooled parts. So the answer is yes, I will be water cooling it. It'll still be a while. Steve had ordered his water cooling parts a while back, and so I was like, I actually was just 11/11. We talked about this last week. Their AliExpress sale going on, and I happened to see Mello post something, and so I was checking on their product page, and so yeah, I ordered, like, I needed a new heat break. I needed a new adapter for the hex sort that replaces the front cover with a water-cooled version, and I got Mello's entire water cooling loop, so yeah, I got all the parts for it. Hey, morning, Annister. I just sent you a picture of the frame and tagged you right this time. Okay, sweet. All right, so this is what I've got. Oops, I realized I'm not showing the right. This is also very sideways. Alrighty, so this is what we got. It's just a little ring on our grounding wire, and I'm going to, I don't know if I'm going to use an M3 or M5 screw yet. Let me see if an M5 will fit through this. I'm probably going with an M3 screw because I don't think I have an M5 long enough, so let's do this. Let's shove this onto here. Is this going to go into... Yeah. Okay, so I'm using an M3 by 8mm screw, which I just tested, and it's longer than the slot depth, so it should poke into the frame. It should scratch the... not motor cooling, nice. So I hadn't even thought about that until you just said it right this second. So initially, definitely not, because I just didn't order the parts for it, but I don't anticipate it will be that hard to add that to the loop once it's all set up. So I'm not going to say it's not going to happen, but not initially at least. Okay, so let's pop this You guys can't see what I'm doing, which doesn't do any good for anybody. My VZ is currently outperforming both my Voron. Yeah, it's a killer printer. Like the build is challenging. I don't think it's the printer for everybody. But for someone that wants, for either someone that's got previous builds under their belt or someone that's looking for something that's just, I'm gonna call it a monster, but I mean that in a really good way. It's a rad printer. It's a very, very rad printer. Okay, so T-nut is going right here. And then we are going to take our M3 screw that I didn't misplace already. Man, one of those angles again where very difficult to for me to see what I'm doing and show you guys what I'm doing. Okay, so M38 socket head going through the ring into our T-nut, and we are just going to clamp. That is okay. That is that is far too big, actually. That's wild. I thought for sure it was going to be a closer. Okay, so 8, unless we're stacking a bunch of washers or throwing a nut. We could do a nut, actually. I think that's what I'll do. Let me grab an M3 nut to place on it. Does this kit have M3 nuts? Hopefully. It does not. That is surprising. M3 nuts. Here we go. Nope. Yep. Okay, let's back it out and try it again. I used M5. Do I have Voron, M530, M510? I don't have an M5 that'll work for this. M4? Oh, but I don't have M4 peanuts, do I? Bear with me. Checking the M510. Yeah, this is too. Let's try it. Let's try it with a but I had no. Oh, okay, gotcha. He used a fork. I could do that as well. I mean, let's back this out. I might end up swapping this for an M5 at some point if I find a appropriately sized screw. I just don't have any, at least in here. Okay, so I am going to place a nut on the end of this, which will also be kind of nice because it'll help sandwich the ring terminal onto the screw. Hopefully that'll give us still enough to bite. Let's see. Ooh, while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna be part of the 1440 charity stream this weekend. Okay, that was a fail. I'm gonna be part of the 1440. Sorry up front, but this is not a good ground. Anodized is an insulator, and if you don't sand it, you will not get good contact. You don't think that by scratching up the let's see what this looks like if I. It's pretty scratched. I don't know. I'm also not entirely sure that this. Oh, I guess I think it's some kind of anodizing, but it's a pretty good scratch. I mean, like it's test with multimeter. Okay. Where is multimeter? I'm getting continuity. think in this case we're gonna be okay. Should be zero ohm. Yeah, it's showing. Let's see. It looks like it's showing 0 ohms. Yeah, zero ohms. I'll show. Hey, Maple. I do agree though that this is something you'll want to check, right? Like, my preference would be to have an actual slot that I can just thread into directly into the frame. But yeah, we're getting continuity and 0 ohms. If you use a screw up 0.5 too long, yeah. But yeah, I was certainly, my recommendation though, if going this route, which, I don't actually know, okay, here we go. Yeah, my recommendation if going this route is to definitely test it. So let me really quickly try to get this part back on. We'll have to check it again, especially because I shifted the T-nut out of the way. See if I can get it lined up again with the where is my smaller? There we go. Definitely test it with mains power, yeah. I'm also not saying this is the best way to do it. I'm just saying that in this case, I don't have a very good place to thread this onto. Second. Okay, so let's see if this is any good. The bolt size is kind of the key thing, I think, here. One scratching the anodization with the bolt or sanding it like was recommended, and two, making sure that your bolt is the right size to where it's pushing in. Let's see. Okay, let's check. That looks good, bro. Cool. Thank you. Wait, is this your idea now? No, this wasn't my idea. Best would be to use a long set screw, like a stud, and then attach a ring with a couple nuts. Yeah, that is a good idea. All right, let's just see. So I know for a fact that the SSR is grounded. Let's do one there. Let's check up here. Yep, we are. Should be good. So I've got continuity, but let's check on. All right, so we've got one end on our SSR earth, which is tied into all of the earth. And then I've got the top corner of the frame where there's some scratched paint, and we've got 0 ohms. There we go. I see why you're doing it that way. It screws into the frame through the roll-in. Yes, exactly. Basically just started off with an M38 with no nut on it, and then just did Steve's 4 or 5 ugga-duggas, and that scratched / put a tiny little dent in the frame, but completely removed the coating of paint or anodizing, and then used a nut, because we tried it with an M38 and it was too long. The screw was too long, so the ring connector was spinning, and I didn't like that. So then we used a nut to shorten the screw, and now it's not moving anywhere. I hope it doesn't have any problems. Y'all blame me. should be fine like this. If you want to stretch the thing, you can use insulation meter with a voltage indication, but really overkill. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Okay, so let's do some DC wiring. I think we'll start by actually running all the wire. So the thing that's going to be a little interesting as well, though, is that this says Voron 2.4, and so I was installing seven steppers last week, and Nappin was like, "Hey, why are you installing so many stepper drivers?" And so I'm hoping that everything will be correct, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to follow this as much as I can. The only thing we deviated from is that we're using a 5-volt Voron tap instead of the 24-volt inductive probe. So we'll see. Nicely done, Mitch. Okay. So let's see. Hot end is going in here. So let's do that first. How's everybody's week going? I can't believe it's already November 15th. For anybody that's celebrating Thanksgiving, dang it, I don't know if I should start a food talk already. I was gonna ask about what everyone's doing food-wise for Thanksgiving, but okay, so with these long cables, I think I'm quite literally going to route, so let's see. Wait, do they not have... Here we go. Hot end. I only see one of my hot end wires. Why is that? Morning! What is going on here? HE0. Okay. We're off to a great start. Thanksgiving, yeah, I guess in Canada. I learned how easy it is to squirrel now that I did a V0.2 teardown. Yeah, it's the only way. Oh, is this it? I think I found it. I think this is it. Wait, no, this is not it. What is this? AB. I'm very confused right here. There should be two. Should be two wires that have ferrules on them, and there's only one with a ferrule. So did I somehow not get a... Oh, yeah. It is the rat's nest, right? Chat does not help. Yes, I agree. But yeah, it's the only way I could not squirrel out during a build is if I just ignored everybody, but that's not fun. So yeah, I don't understand. So the only thing I can think of is that I somehow, someway, in this craziness, lost a wire. But I have a hard time believing that. Let me see. I don't even know what the easiest way to, since all the wires are red, I can count the wires. That's kind of a bummer. Okay, well, unless anybody has any other ideas. Okay, let's go through. Let's just see what we've got here. Okay, probe, LED, YN stop. So this is both YN stop. This is extruder motor. This is a hot end fan. This is our, yeah, so this is one of our hot end heater wires. FS, what is FS? Filament sensor, that's gotta be what it is, filament sensor. This is likely a end stop. Yeah, this is our X end stop. This is AB, ABX, stealth burner. Okay, so no. Thermistor. I'm just wondering if they somehow put the incorrect connector, but I don't think they did. Ah, yeah, it's frustrating. It's super frustrating, actually. So the only thing I can think to do is, like, the only thing that makes sense is I don't think they missed a wire, so it must have been somewhere in my crazy traveling of wires. I must have missed it. So maybe okay, let's do everything else and we'll come back to it, right? Because if that wire is missing regardless, I'm going to be running an additional wire through everything. So we might as well plug everything in and go from there. That's, I think, the best plan of attack. It's just a little frustrating. I think the first thing I grabbed is quite literally an issue this morning. So mainboard cooling ×2. So it wants us to wire those together, but we don't have an air filter. Do we have an air filter fan? The wiring on this is a little confusing. Let's also check on all the wires that we still have in this kit, so that way I've got everything in front of me. So I'm curious to see if there's a splitter, because basically it wants both of our side fans to go into one spot, but there's two JST connectors. So is there a provided JST combiner? There's not. Okay. This is gonna be fun. Yeah, definitely enclosing this Trident. Power supply. ±24 volts. So we need to run 2. Okay, let's do that. That's one thing we can do. Let's undo our cover here. We're gonna be running 24 volts twice to this, it looks like. I don't fully understand why that's the case, but it says power supply ± twice. So we need these. Is it JST or screw down terminal on the board? It's screw down terminals on the board. So those JSTs are, I'm probably just going to cut. The issue, the thing I was kind of hoping for once I saw that was that they had a combiner, because the length of wire on the farther fan is this guy. Oh no, we got plenty of wire. So I'll probably just end up twisting them together and shoving them through. That's very likely what I'm gonna end up doing. For now, at least. Okay, let's get a Phillips. And I think that I'm missing, I think I'm short one of these guys, which is a fork to ferrule, and I'm gonna need a second one, so I'm probably gonna have to do that. Positive voltage, negative voltage. Also, we are going to be doing our Polymaker giveaway. It'll open up in 50 minutes, and then we'll draw it 30 minutes after that, so we will still be doing that. Okay, we need a tiny little Phillips. I'm not above turning a ring terminal into a fork. I do have, I use flush cutters for a lot of things. Okay, so at least the board's marked. So we got negative, makes it easy. Positive. I don't think I'm gonna worry about wire management too much today. Let's just get everything plugged in so we can get this thing powered on. That's the strategy for today, is just charge forward. Yes, so I don't have, unfortunately, I do not have another wire, so I have to crimp We have to crimp. We have to crimp. Let's grab wire. We don't need as much as they gave us. Let's go roughly, that's plenty. Go with that. Give it life. Yeah, exactly. I did run 224 lines to the board and to the motors, separated the currents, and also makes it easier to upgrade to 48 volts. Oh, interesting. What I don't know, is there a physical switch or jumper on the board that you have to enable to decide where the drivers draw their power from? Okay, let's strip our wires. Where did I put? Definitely. It's always like that. No matter how much I prepare, there's always something. Okay, cool. Not sure on the spider. We'll leave it as is. Well, unless there's a call out for it, we'll leave it as is. I'm assuming it's probably set correctly. Nope. Okay. So we need what? We need forks, which are going to be over here. Forks. Oh geez, you're streaming now. Yeah, we're doing an early stream today. My mom and dad are in town. They've been staying with us for a few days, and we're gonna take, today's my day off, because we stream. I dropped it. So we're gonna take Jackson to the aquarium. All right. One down. M8P and E3Z have high voltage jumpers. Yeah, that's what it was in the Octopus Pro. Yeah, I've never used. This is the FISEC board, right? So this will be the second FISEC board I've used. I used the, gosh, what was it called? The Crucible. Is that right? I did a video on it. The V0. It's a little bit too long. It was their V0 specific board. Is it called Crucible? That kind of sounds right. Has anyone had a linear rail be nice and smooth and then after cutting get kind of thick? I have never cut a linear rail. You think the LDO kit for the V0.2 is worth the price? I mean, I don't know what the current price is of them, but LDO makes really nice kits. There's no denying it. Whether it's worth it as far as cost goes really comes down to like what you... Like, everyone assigns different value to things. So if the upgrades, it comes with, if I'm not mistaken, it comes with a Revo. Are they coming with pies again? I don't know. I would look. I mean, I would weigh the differences out in terms of the BOM, and see if you're planning on doing a bunch of upgrades at some point, or if that's a possibility, then it's debatable whether it makes sense. The quality components are still really nice. It comes in that kit, but again, if you're swapping out a bunch of stuff, so I'm walking around all over because I've got connectors all over the dang place. If you're going to be swapping out a bunch of stuff, then it might not make sense to. It might not make as much sense. But yeah, I mean, their frames are really nice. The anodizing's gorgeous. I haven't had issues with their components. They're high quality, there's no denying it. Okay. You know what? Hopefully this is not too big of a Wego for this. I don't think it is. These are pretty big screw down terminals. I've had issues before where I've put a ferrule on a wire, and then it's too large for the terminal. But this board's clamp down terminals or screw down terminals look relatively big. Okay, so let's make sure we are installing this correctly. Hey, Aaron, is the Pandora's box, is there a full-blown build guide for that, or no? Is it mostly CAD? It looked like I saw a screenshot or a snippet, and it looked like there was a build guide, which I wasn't aware of. I bought a SIBOOR V0 and I wish I'd went with LDO. I got LDO for 2.4 and couldn't be happier with it. My SIBOOR V0 has been great. Granted, I'm modding a lot of stuff on it, but not because I had to. The biggest issue I had with it was the hot end was not good, and the extruder gear was also incorrect. They swapped it out, which is kind of the same situation with this guy. I still haven't reached out about the extruder gear, but yeah, the large BMG gear was just not correct. There's a manual. I am not a full fan of the order of steps on some things. Gotcha. See a lot of kits that are covering or converging on their BOM, especially on electronics and screens, which makes it harder to warrant the LDO cost. Yeah. It's definitely a nice kit, and they take good care of you. And I don't think you'll buy it and be disappointed. It just depends, does it make sense to spend that money for you and what your plans are? And that's going to be a different answer for everybody. But yeah, like I built the 2.4 LDO, which was a great printer and has been a great printer. I'm doing a video on it probably next Saturday. Not like in a couple days, but the following Saturday will probably be the video on the 2.4. I did the LDO switch wire and then a V0, and I've been pleased with all of them. What's going on here? Why are we not going into our home? There we go. Yeah, I'm not gonna really worry about cleaning up these wires now. Okay, so I'm going to, for now at least, take so this is for one of the electronics fans. It's for this guy. I'm going to cut the ends off of them. I'm going to strip both of them, and I'm just going to twist them together and shove them in the terminal for now. Long term, I might just get some kind of a, I might get a PCB that, but we'll see. For now, I'm just, again, for these little fans that are always on, I'm just going to show them in the terminal. So far, except for a V-Minion, I've only built large format printers. I have yet to build one of the smaller ones. What do you think would be the best small Voron to build? Well, the only small Voron is the, or do you mean it doesn't have to be? Would you like a dirty matcha? I would love a dirty matcha. Anything is better than this. Yeah, my first V0 I self-sourced and it was a nightmare. I'd rather self-source anymore. There's so much, and even LDO kit that I don't use. Yeah, it depends on, right? Like I've got a bunch of boards, extruders, and hot ends just kind of hanging out. And so I don't necessarily need those for builds. So it just depends, I suppose. And even PCBs, I guess, as well. 1 liter, you mean not just Vorons, right? You're talking about including the printer for ants? Really, like, the Micron looks awesome. My SIBOOR kit came with the wrong set of wiring and I had to redo all of it. Did you reach out to them, Vinny? Because they've been awesome at taking care of any issues. Salad Fork is definitely a cool printer. I also like to build a printer to my own taste instead of just a clone of what everyone else has. That's fair. Hey, morning, Luke. Yeah, it just depends. There's no right or wrong. I self-sourced my first V0 using the BOM from Voron's website and a little bit of deviating from that, and it was it was a nightmare. I ordered the wrong stuff. I paid an arm and a leg in shipping. Let's do these longer so I can twist them. I paid an arm and a leg in shipping, and it was not. I mean, I think my first V0 cost me, I'd have to look, but it was thousand-ish. It was $1,000-ish for it, and I would say that the both of the kits, the LDO and the SIBOOR ones, were better than what I self-sourced. It's just expensive. Like, I remember I ordered from, granted, again, things were a little bit different. This was 2021. I can't remember if it was 2020 or 2021 at this point. But the pandemic was going on, so things were just slower to get and more expensive. And I remember I paid $50 in shipping for my stepper motors from Steppers Online. It was the only option they offered at the time, was DHL Express, and I went with it. So it was I think it was expensive. I mean, it was just really expensive. Zombie streams like every other day. It's not daily, but I mean, it's most days. Let's see. Okay, mainboard cooling. 2 fans. It's going into the second 2. So we are just, again, in this instance, because of how this is, I'm just going to take both of our wires and quite literally twist them together and shove them in the terminal. Long term, I'm probably going to do something else. I'm likely going to get some kind of a PCB that will combine them into one. But for right now, I don't have anything. That's the thing with self-source. All the shipping costs add up. Ooh, yum! Hi, Delilah. Hi, Aaron. Thank you. I did the coffee this morning, but we were out of creamer, so I used the half and half, and it's super strong.
That's what I was
yeah, super strong. Yeah, I did, but I had a sip of it and was like, woof. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's the thing with self-sourcing. Yeah, the shipping's the most expensive part of it. It's cool if you can get your stuff domestically, like for the US from Fabrico or West 3D or KB 3D or anyone else that I'm missing. That's a bit better, because at least you can sort of a la carte your components, but just pay one shipping amount for it. But yeah, when I was doing it, it was just from all sorts of different vendors. From AliExpress, I ordered directly from Stepper Online. I ordered directly from the the name I can't ever remember that makes the silicone heaters. Whatever the company is that makes all the bed heaters that I always forget on stream. USB connection between the Pi and the board, or UART. I don't know. I'm going to use whatever they recommend. So for right now, we're done on this side. The only thing we're missing is our heater wires, because there's a missing heater wire. In my wire harness, I'm only seeing one ferrule connector for the heater. And so the second one has to be here. I'm wondering if it's somewhere in this cable raceway, and I just need to go back for it. But we're going to plug everything else in, and we'll come back to that. So for now, we've got our side fans plugged in. So these two. We've got our signal for SSR, and then we've got 224 volts in. So now we can start moving on to plugging stuff in. Let's see, maybe you guys like this. Kinovo, yes, it's not even a difficult name. It's just every time, it's one of those names where every time I need to remember it, especially on stream, it slips my mind. But in any other time I'd be talking about printers, I'm like, yeah, Kinovo. Yeah, that's the one. So I had to pay shipping from Kinovo, but just it all really adds up. You need to channel your inner Steve and crimp ferrules on those wires. You know. I very well might. I've been playing around with a Galvo fiber laser, and I bought some single-sided copper boards, and I don't have the settings dialed in yet, but I really want to experiment with making some super simple PCBs, and one of the ones I wanted to make was actually a 3 JST connector board where you can just put 24 volts in and then it takes 24 volts from 2 connectors. So if I end up figuring out the correct settings to basically remove the copper and drill holes through the copper board, then that's likely what I'll end up doing. It'll be kind of cool to show off it. Look I made this. I've used UART on mine, it's great. Okay. I was thirsty, Aaron. PF, thank you very much for the 5 gifted memberships. Let's do a little air horn, and we'll give you some cheers. Thank you very much. Okay, let's plug some stuff in. So the thing I'm not going to be plugging in. Have you used a Manta board with a CAN tool head yet? I haven't seen much instruction on setup. Might be a good video. Yes and no. So I'm running a CAN board with a Manta M8P, but it's pre-CAN Manta, so it's using a U2C. So no, I don't have any running via CAN bridge. I don't have any being CAN bridge. I may have made a mistake, but I have a channel point redemption for me to take a Jaeger bomb. All right, let's plug things in. So we've got the end stop, which we're not going to have. Probe. Okay, so it wants us to plug probe in here. My concern with that is that probe is likely intended for 24 volts because the intended probe for this is the inductive probe that we're not using. I set up an MAP recirculating with CAN 2. It was mostly painless once I figured out I needed bridge mode. Okay, so you did bridge. Yeah, I did bridge with a, what board is that? That is, 1 second. Oh, this is Gemini, the Fly Gemini. I got CAN bridge running on that recently. It was way more work than it should have been, and I don't remember what I did to get it working, but it was mostly all user error. I mean, poor documentation played a role into it as well, but there was, I don't remember what I was talking to Ted about it. It was months ago, actually, so. Okay, so we're not going to install the probe yet because I want to see the pinout, as I'm pretty sure it's going to be 24 volts since that's what's intended, yet we're using a 5 volt, Voron tap, so let's not do that. Then the next one over says to use ZN stop, which we're also not using because we're using our probe as our ZN stop. Yes, we're using tap for our ZN stop. Then we've got YN stop and XN stop. So those ones we can actually do. So XN stop. I'm not even gonna attempt pretty on wires right now. Let's just get stuff plugged in. Okay, XN stop is going to be the far outer, right here. Bam. And then YN stop is right here. And bam. Okay, X and YN stop. Did you get a 5 volt only tap PCB? So that's what it came with. And then Shami sent over a different board, but it also says 5 volt only. So yeah, it's a 5 volt. It's a 5 volt tap board. I zoned out for a second. I only run 500K. Oh, who's connected the most CAN devices to Clipper? An idea of the upper limit would be in what networks? Gotcha. Yeah, I've only connected one device and I always run 500K and that works fine. If it reads 2.4.1, it can be 24 volts. I'm pretty sure the board has in big words on it, 5 volt only. Yeah, it says 5 volt only on it in pretty big bold words. So I'm gonna trust that. Looking through another couple meetings sounds great. We'll be streaming until noon, so 2 more hours, and then we're going to the aquarium. So I think the issue was it was working. Oh, that's right. It was a stupid issue. It was that I didn't realize that once you get to your UUID, it's not like your USB ID where you can just see it every time. It completely disappears once it's in your clipper config. So I kept thinking I was losing connection, but it was all working fine. It was just me not knowing, and I hadn't seen that ever called out before. You're right. All right, Ted. It was user error. I was right. Okay, so now we need hot end fan, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 from that side. Let's get all of our little heat shrinks so I can read what these are. 24 volt thermistor, part cooling fan. We can do part cooling fan. I saw that one. Part cooling fan is right next to it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bam. Hot end fan. Is you. Bam. Next to that, we've got thermistor. 24 volt ground. Thermistor. Goes right here. Let's move you out of the way. It goes right here. I call it on my guide. Once it's used, it's taken. Yeah, I hadn't experienced it or I hadn't noticed it prior, even though I'd played around with Canon before, and it was very confusing. It was super confusing. I can't remember why. I was looking back at it. I'm like, why is this not happening? It says aux. What is that for? Is that an optional mod? Is that saying auxiliary fan? Okay, so we're gonna not do that. We need our hot bed temperature. Our heat bed temp is right here. So let me go ahead and crimp these wires. These wires were not long enough to reach the board. Let's see. The other annoying thing is that the AB motors have different connectors than the connectors on the board. They're, I think, DuPont connectors. Are these DuPonts or not DuPonts? These look like DuPonts to me. We need microfit, so that's... Do we know if I can shove a DuPont into a microfit for the sake of today? And I can do the crimping later on, just to test it all out? I feel like I've done it before, but... feel like I've done it before. I know it doesn't lock into the tabs on it, but I think it makes at least a contact. If it fits, if it fits, I sits. If I fits, I sits. Is that what it is? I don't remember. Okay, so let's crimp these 4 wires. I just think that watching crimping is so super boring. God, I hate DuPont connectors. Yeah, we might just shove a DuPont into a microfit for today. I will correct it. I'm not going to leave it, but again, it takes away time from us being able to power this on. 1 second. The harder you... Okay. These are too long. I stripped too much wire. 1 second. There we go. It's still probably more than I need, but I can't even see. Oh my gosh. It fits, or use a glue gun, just do it. Yeah, we're gonna do it. I tend to route wires into the raceways individually rather than trying to stuff everything in the raceways after they're connected. I normally do too, 1 liter, and that was originally my plan for today until I discovered that we're missing... Until I discovered that we are missing a hot end wire. But yeah, I agree, 1 by 1 is also better. And since we're going CAN bus, I'm going to be pulling out all of this rat's nest of wiring too, so it's going to really clean it up when we do that. But I definitely agree that running them one by one will give you much better control of positioning where they need to go and cleaning it up, versus me right now. Basically, you know, I'm going to be pulling them down and tucking them one by one. I don't necessarily think this is the best way to do it. All right. Where is there? Too much wire again. Come on. Same colors of Trident, bought the bisect and want to throw the spider board at the trash. Oh no! Don't say that. What's the issue with it? Don't say that. All right. Let's get a little JST connector. I like that style of crimper you have. I think the parallel motion of your jaws gives you a better crimp. Yeah, this I don't like this for. What's the PH? The small ones? Is it the PH? JST. Let me see. Yeah, so I don't like them for JST PH. I was trying that when we were doing the VZBot build, Steve and I, and for some reason I just was not getting solid crimps. But for standard, whatever, I can't think. What are these? The XTs? Is that what they are? This kind of more standard ones? It doesn't say. I think it's the XTs. They work. It's a fantastic crimper. It's the iWis 3220M. I bought the PA09s based off of Greg's Maker Corner's recommendation when I built my first V0, and I actually really liked them. They were the best experience I'd had with crimpers up until that point. But the Steve had mentioned that they're made from like 2 different places, and I think mine are from the cheaper construction, because the teeth on mine were damaged when I was crimping, and so I can't use them anymore. I instead use these. Well, I still use them kind of, but they don't do a very good job anymore. There was a recommendation Steve made for an iWis comparable variant that I've been meaning to pick up, and I just haven't yet. Okay, so this is our bed thermistor, which is going into hotbed temp is right here. Maybe? Why are we not going into her? There we go. Okay. I know Steve likes to do the double crimp. Everyone has their own style. Yeah. Yep. Already ordered an octopus board. And the canvas extender serves nothing. Ugh. Be careful with the deck lid. Off while running. You lose the directional cooling from the fans. Steppers can overheat. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, what else? What's next? We've got 5-volt and LED, so that must be for our tool head. This is 24 volts, not 5 volts. This is 5 volts. A, B, C, T, stealth burner, 5 volts. Okay, I don't know. What is AB equals CT, SB equals 5 volts? What is that? I don't know what that means. I'm a little bit confused. And some of the wires we've got left. Let's see what we're dealing with here. We can map. Yeah. So undecided. I don't know what AB equals CT, stealth burner 5 volts is. I'm thinking it's probably I'm thinking it's probably for the LED, but that seems like an odd description for it. This is FS, which I believe is filament sensor, which I find odd because we don't have a filament sensor. I guess, oh, you know what? The toolhead board gives you the option for, oh, shoot. I need a, okay. I think that I'm running the tap from the filament sensor pinout on the breakout board, so we'll have to check that. So we've got that. We've got our hot end, one of our hot end wires. Stealth ABX. ABX, yes. Stealth burner equals aux. Why did they choose? Okay, extruder motor, I know what that is. Let's plug that in. Might be the 5-volt line of the toolhead board. Oh, it's possible. Do you think the Dragon burner is a better option for the mini stealth burner? I haven't ran it, actually. I've had it printed out forever. I've got like the full setup for it on my desk, sitting, it's looking right at me. I haven't ran it. From everything I've heard, I'm going to say yes. I think it's got better cooling and a lot of options. I know that if Maple's here, he really likes the Dragon burner, and I know Zombie's running a Dragon burner, and I know that 1, 2, 3, 4. Aaron's running a Dragon burner, so they can probably speak on it. But I think the general consensus is yes, that it's a better tool head. Yeah, this wire is so long. All right, Dragon. Yeah, I was gonna say I know Maple really likes the Dragon. Yeah, I pretty much have only heard good about the Dragon burner. So you find me someone that doesn't like it, and I want to hear the reasoning. Okay, so we got extruder in. What are these 24 volts and ground? Why do we have these coming from our toolhead board, guys? And then we've got probe. All of these wires are not super straightforward to me. One second, let me change this. LDO uses the breakout PCB below deck to make it easier. What's the board that's used in the Trident manual? It's probably a Big Tree Tech board, right? Like the, let's see. Wait, that's not right. That is showing Spotify. Weird. Let's see. So it should be a Dell. There we go. What's your take on the SIBOOR V0.2 CNC version? I haven't used it. I know that Mitch 3D, who sometimes hangs out here, is a big fan of it, or has been a fan of it at least. But yeah, I don't have much input just because I haven't used it. Make sure you're looking at the version 2. No, this is, okay, so this is the FISEC board. So in theory, I should be able to follow this. Let's see this. Yeah, I don't have much input on it just because, again, I haven't used it. Oh, poor Jack. All right, let's do this. Start from the beginning. Yeah, that works out. Be careful, the board is. Yeah, I need to. It's food time. Okay, let's start here. My favorite kind of cheese, that's a tough question. On the regular, probably provolone. It's a really nice, like mild cheese. Okay, B motor. Let's... So this is A motor. This is B motor. Let's see if I were to plug in... I'm not a fan of the spider board, just looking at it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I end up using it long term. For now, we're using it, but I have a maker-based monster board that I could use as well. So I just want to see. This is the direction. So we've got black wires on that side, and this is our B. All right. Okay. But that's also why I left CAN. Yeah, we're definitely doing CAN bus. Again, that's a definitive thing. Big Tree Tech's actually sending a still one of their stealth burner CAN bus boards. Okay, so B motor's in place. I'm again not crimping JSTs on it. We're just sticking with the DuPonts. This we need to figure out. I don't want to plug this in wrong because I swapped boards to one of XR Bunker's boards. So I have the tap plugged into the 5 volts, which I think is going to be my filament sensor section of it. And so I think we're going to just not connect our probe at the board, which is 24 volts, because we're not using a 24 volt probe. So that's going to be the biggest potential fail point for me is damaging something with that. So that's one thing I want to focus on. X end stop, Y end stop, we have plugged in. I think. Okay, so yeah, they did switch this board around a bit, which is what Delmar was saying. Hot end goes there, which we don't have. So we can't, this is frustrating. Yeah, we can't go based off of this. I'm using just 2209. It's all they had. Posting link to 5-stick wiring on their site and live. Okay, yeah, let me, oh, you guys, I didn't realize you guys weren't looking at what I was looking at. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab the link that Delmar is sending over because the pinout for what I'm looking at is incorrect. So this is the correct variant of it, version 1.1. 5-sec, does it say the revision? I can't actually tell. 0609. I can't freaking tell what revision. Oh, here we go. Version 2, it's big on the side. Version 2.3. So features, great hardware. Okay. 2. There's not even a T. There's no T. There we go. 2.3. Wow, this is confusing. There is a lot of revisions. Okay, stealth burner 2.4 for this is 2.4. So this is Trident, right? No? Spider 2.4. Spider 2.3 for. Oh my god. I love it. Okay. Here we go. This looks better, I suppose. Okay. Cooling fan, we've got hot end fan, we've got, and then next to that, we don't have that. This is our case fans, right? In our case, it had them put them right there. We're gonna stick with how that is on ours. Okay, let's get our steppers plugged in. Yes, someone, the drivers, so 2 of the drivers over here, I think are intended to be for high voltage. I'm almost positive. This is for AB. You can see, if I go like this, they actually have different colors on them. Let's see. So you've got red. Yeah, so it's the AB, and I think that it's basically to let you know that they're the high voltage ones. It's just, I don't know why they need so much of a difference height, but I believe that's the intended purpose, is to let you know that those are your high voltage ones. Okay, so let's plug in the Z-stepper plugs. Wiring has been rough on this, man. It's just not been super straightforward. Okay. So we've got A motor, which is here. We've got B motor, which is this guy. Such a rat's nest. And that is going like this. Okay. Then we've got a gap followed by extruder motor. Cool. Then we have Z2, which is right. So this guy. Okay, then we've got rear, which is going to be somewhere right here. There we go. Yeah, I don't really, as far as routing right now, I'm kind of over. I just want to make sure, like, get everything plugged in and see that this thing is working, because I have some, nope, that was incorrect. So this is left, so left should be one more over. There we go. Rear is this one. Okay, so we have stepper motors plugged in. Check. Cool. But it's the rest of the wires that are kind of confusing. So XY end stop, great. Z end stop we don't have. If you're using 24 volts, you need to connect the 24 volt pin and 48 volt pin and use the jumper plug that we provide. Did they provide that? I don't know that I've seen. I'm not convinced they provided that. Could it be inside of here? No. I don't, because they didn't give me the box with all the parts, right? They just gave me, hey BBs. The wiring looks horrible too. Well, it's funny because this morning I had spent time, and routed the wires, like, I don't want to say nicely, but quite a bit nicer than this. Everything, like all the red wires were nice back and forth. But then the issue is I don't seem to have, I'm missing a hot end wire. So I started taking things apart, which I'm going to take all of it apart. We've got to figure out what the heck's going on with that wire. Did it somehow get lost in the shuffle? I don't see how that's possible. I sent you the schematic on Discord. Yeah, I mean, again, we're gonna do, this big wiring harness is gonna go down a can at some point here. I'm like perplexed that, that there's a missing hot end wire. So the only thing that makes sense to me is that maybe they put an incorrect connector on it. Because all these wires are the exact same. So maybe they put on something else. All right, let's open up our toolhead and see what the heck we're doing. Nice said he sent me something as well. Just get it functioning, especially if you're going to move to CAN bus. Yeah, that's my thought as well. I see you're copying my method of wiring. No, I'm just kind of frustrated, to be perfectly honest with you, because the images don't allow. Where did you send it? Nice. Oh, DM. This is the. Is this the same? Open link. Do you have a bigger image of that, or a direct link to it? Okay, so this is the thing you sent me is the exact same as the printout that I have here. If you've got a bigger version of that or the URL, I will definitely take it. But yeah, it says the power supply jumper needs to be inserted, otherwise your X and Y cannot run. But there is no jumper, and I don't know what kind of connector that is. Let's go through, I'm gonna go through everything that's in here. I don't think they supplied it. There's a Z board. I don't see where it could have been supplied, so that's fun because we won't be able to move our. Oh yeah. Do you have? I have not done CAN bus with an RJ1. Let me open this up. Thank you, nice. That's not what I want to do. Oh, I guess it is what I want to do. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so insert, so maybe it is just a jumper that I don't know, like the pins are kind of weird on it, but I mean, I could probably rig something together. It's just frustrating that the thing is not here. Yeah, it might be I don't know if it's microfit. 24 volts coming directly from the wire, 24 volts. You only have one wire. Oh, interesting. Oh, so this, okay. Oh. So this is slightly different than the one I have then. So if you look at this one only shows the one hot end wire, which is what I've got in front of me. On this one in front of me that they sent with the actual printer itself has a dotted line, which does symbolize that something, right? But there's no information about it. So, okay, cool. Well, thank you, nice. So at least I know. Let's go back down. Let's go down low. We've made one more mystery. So it wasn't me losing a wire in my rat's nest. It's that there is quite literally only one. And it's going towards the top, so it is you. what a mess. This wire is so bad. Okay. That's one more. It's also for 2.4. So they sent the wrong wiring diagram. PCF hotbed probe. Thermistor 0. What is CT? CT. Do I have anything that says CT? Therefore, you have a problem with a 5-volt sensor. Wait, what? The 24-volt is coming directly from the wire from the 2400, and leave one wire with the HE0. What do you mean I have a problem with the 5 volts? There is still 5 volts coming off of the toolhead board though, because for the LED, so it should be okay. Okay, CT chamber thermistor, so it's optional. Still super confusing, man. There's so many wires still coming off this. So this says isn't this, to me this looks like it's saying AB X end stop. Stealth burner aux. I just wild. No, it's a bridge in the breakout board for 24 volts. I'm using a different breakout board than ICE. I'm not using a I'm not using the stock breakout board that theirs came with. I'm at a loss as to what a lot of this other stuff is that's not plugged in. From the toolhead board, we've plugged in. Let's break down. If in doubt, get a multimeter. Yeah. From the toolhead board that we've plugged in, so fans connected. Hot end is not connected. So is this wanting us to take 24 volts and ground directly from the power supply? Is that what? It doesn't make sense, but there's port connectors on it. This is... Ay. Gotcha, so they want us to take 24 volts directly from the power supply. Yeah, it's just, I don't know if it's that I'm just used to Big Tree Tech setup, or if it's just that SIBOOR routed things way differently, but just feels completely different than I'm used to wiring things. Yeah, this is rough, man. All right, well, yeah, that's a first for me. I've never grabbed 24 volts and ground for the toolhead from the power supply directly. It's different. It's different. I feel like very like uncharted territory for me when it comes to how this is all wiring together. It feels wrong. So okay, well, I mean, we've got a bent fork. Ay. The wiring is so messy. Even by my standards, this is pretty messy. All right, so we've got you in there. Okay. We've got maybe another fork. Where did you go? Where did you go? There you are. Ooh, yeah. I don't like that they use red wires, but yeah. Okay, so that's right. Okay, so we've taken up all of our power supply terminals, and we have shrunken down. We've shrunken down our mystery cables. Okay. So we have got FS, which I believe stands for filament sensor. We have got LED. So LED I should be able to install where? Where does it want the LED? It doesn't say. What is this? Nope. Okay. Where's this? This is this. Okay. This is for an afterburner, isn't it? This is why I'm not seeing it. Or is this for an... No, this is the same... So confused, man. That seems loose? What seems loose? What do you pull jumper on Trident can be skipped? Just move the motor drivers to the 24-volt socket. Remap pins. Tridex needs 6 drivers, 2 red ones can be powered. Oh! I see what you're saying. Gotcha. Because they're connected to those, the only reason why you need that jumper is because they're in those special driver slots. And because I'm not using the FAR 2 on the other side, I can just move everything over. Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing. I'll do one final pass for that jumper, and if I don't see it, then that's what we'll end up doing. What do you say? The spade you put on the power supply seems loose? No, it's not loose. It might be the it might be just the way it looks, but they're secured. Okay, these are all we need left. I have no idea where the LED wire goes. Actually, is there... Okay, I lied. LED looks like it's saying it goes on the very... It looks like it goes here. Okay. And then I want to say the filament sensor, or FS, is supposed to go to the 5-volt line. I'm almost positive because it's a single... Oops, let me show this. So it's a single DuPont, and it looks like it's going to be going here. That doesn't fully make sense either, actually. Print your link. It's the... Yeah, it's because it's such a thin wire in there. It looks like it's loose, but it's at least it is crimped in there. Is this the link you sent? Did you send me a new link? This looks like the same link. Where'd you send it? Hey, what's up, Gixer? Hey, if you have not hit the like button, I have not mentioned it today, hit the like button. Also, it is giveaway time. We've 10 minutes past it, so let me get our giveaway going. We'll let it run 10 minutes after just because I'm a little bit late. So I'll post this in chat. I cannot find the page back, no! So in 30 minutes, we'll do our Polymaker giveaway. Yeah, so the things that we've got left to figure out are FS, which I think is filament sensor. Probe, which we're not using, so I don't technically need to plug it in. We can, just so that way the breakout board, I guess, has it, but I want to verify that I didn't plug the 5-volt tap into where probe would be, because then I'd damage something. And then we've got AB CT, which we think is chamber thermistor, and then AB XS. Is that X end stop? Well, we've already got that plugged in elsewhere. So maybe some of these aren't needed. Yeah, I'm gonna pin the link. Yep. Thank you. It was behind the little emoji thing, so I couldn't do it. Okay, so XS is X end stop. So we're not using pin message. Y end stop, X end stop. So I've already plugged. So okay, that's part of it is not me. Okay, part of it is me being a little off. But this is X end stop, and then this is also X end stop. So that's confusing. And then it looks like this is saying chamber thermistor and stealth burner 5 volts, but it's not the right connector. So it's like, all right, let's next thing. Yeah, I agree. The labels need to probably be shrunk. Okay, let's open up our stealth burner and do what Delmar has been saying and poke around with our multimeter a little bit and see what connects to what, because yes. I'm gonna take a quick little sit break. Does the tool head have an X end stop pin? It's a great question. That is the question. Yeah, this is a rough, like compared to the SIBOOR V0.2 and the LDO wiring. This is rough. I think a big part of it is that they made whoopsies. Like this says that it's for a Voron 2.4, so that itself is confusing. And it makes me wonder if they somehow goofed and also sent me like a Voron 2.4 wiring harness instead of the Trident one, which I know would be really similar, which is why we're seeing so many similarities, but there are some very clear differences. Like, why do we have 2 X limit switches? So, where... Mods outside the kit cause headaches. Yeah, but we didn't really do mods outside the kit. The only ones we did was we swapped out a 5-volt. Well, okay. So there's some correction to that. We did do tap, but they had also sent me tap. So okay, that one, Domar, yes, you're right on that one. Tap complicated things a bit, although they knew I was doing tap and they had sent me a tap as well. And then the toolhead board should be a 1-to-1, with the only difference being that we are, God, I can't even think straight. Though we're running 5 volts for the tap versus 24 volts. They sent me Trident wiring for my 2.4, yeah. So far, I think there's been some small nitpicks with this kit so far. The wiring is by far the biggest WTF. Like, this will definitely they will get feedback on this. Something tells me it's old news and they've corrected it, because again, this is an older kit, but regardless, this is what was sent, so. Okay, so this is what I had it plugged into, which is, let's see. So I'm taking one end of this and touching the plug for probe. Okay, so yeah, there's no continuity. So if I go over here, come there's no continuity on either? Okay, that's confusing. I'm not getting continuity, period, on that one. Let's see. So this one says FS, which I think is filament sensor, which I believe is going to be 5 volts. And this should be, we should be getting... Yeah, this is a real pain in the butt. Hold on a second. I gotta like pin this down. Come on. Okay. I don't understand. Why am I not getting... Okay, yes. Okay, so filament FS is indeed where I have FS is where I have tap hooked up to, which should be 5 volts. The other thing I'm curious about then is CT. So ABCT says stealth burner 5 volts. So let me see if I check for continuity on that. Maybe chamber thermistor is also used, or CT is for providing 5 volts to the toolhead board. Doesn't seem like it. Make sure I've got a proper... Okay. Okay, so we're figuring out things. So, stealth burner, it says AB equals CT. It almost, let me show you guys this. It almost looks like, so I don't know if it's a mistake, right? Like, there's two things on here. AB equals CT. So maybe for afterburner, you get a chamber thermistor, and a stealth burner it's used for 5 volts. That's probably what it's saying. That is very confusing. Like, I mean, it seems like they're maybe reusing wiring harnesses, but it's you see this, and there's not a clear definition of what it is. So that seems to be what it is though. Like, this is the 5 volt line for the stealth burner. However, this needs to be a DuPont, so it won't actually fit where it needs to go. And then the filament sensor is what we are going to be needing so this is our tap. Okay, so we've got 2 things figured out. What's left? So the last 2 mysteries are, so this one says, for the afterburner, it would be an XN stop, and for a stealth burner, it's aux. What is aux? AUX. Usually that's a side blowing fan, I thought, but that doesn't make sense for, that doesn't make sense. Let's see. This is SIBOOR Trident. Do we see the word aux? I don't see it. Aux would be the XN stop on toolhead or spare port. Okay, so it's probably a spare port then. Okay, so we're just not gonna plug that in. Okay, so the things we need right now are to plug in tap. Okay, so we're gonna plug in, tap is gonna go where CT is, because it said CT or, no, I'm confused now. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So we are going with, no, that's not what I want. The board Shammy sent is Stealth Burner 2-piece Rev 3. So this says 5 volt and LED. So what, you know what I can do? I think I can just plug this in probe. So you have Z end stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. So probe on the far left. Because it's not taking voltage from it, it's just taking signal from it. So let's go, I believe I can just plug this into there. Okay, so I plugged the signal for tap into this probe slot. Because based off everything I'm seeing, it's only taking signal, like it's taking ground and it's taking voltage from a different port. So I discovered we need, the 5 volts is going to be going above the LED. It's like, it's referencing so many things. If you have, fun fact, if you have a 5 volt PSU for lights, you need to connect the negative to the main, really? Yeah, so on here, we are going to plug, it's got 5 volt and LED. So we have the LED plugged in. So 5 volt is the pin on the board right above it according to this. But we would need a DuPont for that, and we have a JST on it, so we'll throw a DuPont on it really quick here. I was not, I don't think I was ready for today. I mean, I was, like, I prepped last night, but I was like, cool, we just have DC wiring left. That was my bad. I was definitely like, cool, I figured, like, we're on the home stretch. All right, let's see. So this is our DuPont, which I do not have a proper DuPont crimper. So we're gonna use the PA09s and double crimp and hope for the best. That's all we can do. Yeah, it's wishful thinking on my part, I think. Ay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was up probably till about 11, just getting the things sort of routed and doing some of the cable chains, and I was like, cool, like tomorrow will be just kind of like our final chill day. It's all right. That's why I like wiring harnesses both. Yeah, I totally get it. I anticipated some level of confusion just from deviating from the guide a little bit, but I just wasn't expecting this. Okie dokie. So I think I crushed the stupid. I forgot the DuPont has a little tab, the retaining tab. Let's see. I think actually we could be okay. We're okay. All right. So we've got you, and the 5 volts should be the farthest one up. Ta-da! Okay. So 5 volts. I think we're good, right? So what do we got here? This is XN stop AUX fan we're not using, and Pro Bright was the other one that we're not using. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Right? Yes. Okay, so let's go, because I don't have that jumper, let's do one final pass here, just for myself, because knowing me, like, the jumper will be right in front of my face after I've done the workaround. Let's just do one fell swoop here, what we've got. So we've got a cover, we got hardware, no electronics in here, a couple fork connectors. That's interesting. Some lock nuts, magnets, yada yada yada. Nope. No, these are all the parts I ordered from Chamois. Ooh! I found it! Yes. Oh, and also, we're not totally ready yet. We need to plug USB. I'm just going to do USB for now. Nice. And then we need to power this, but I did find it. There's a bag full of jumpers, and it's in the jumper bag. Oh, no. Crimping the wrong parts. Okay, so here you need to insert the power supply jumper. Okay, let me make sure though that it's set correctly, this jumper. So it says power supply jumper. All right, I don't exactly, we're installing this. It looks like, I'm doing it backward. Nope. There we go. Okay, our little jumper is installed. Next, we need a USB cable to go from here to here. Let's do this. What a long USB cable. I'm planning on modding the crap out of this anyway, so it'll be fine. Okay. And the last thing should be power, right? We need two. Did they provide us with this or no? I don't think they did. No. Oh, yes, they did. No, they did not. Okay, son of a gun, dude. All right, so we need, it looks like, oh no, what was that? We need 2 jumper wires from here to here. So, and they didn't provide us with those wires. It sure doesn't look like. This looks like it's for our ADXL, I think. Or, yeah, this is for our ADXL. No, I hope not. Don't say that nice. Don't say that nice. I'm fairly confident we're gonna be okay. This is the least confident I've been that everything's gonna be okay in a while, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, but okay, well, I guess I gotta crimp a couple more DuPonts. What wire length do we need for this? I don't know what thickness wire we need to power this board, but we're just gonna use this little, that's too thick. We'll use this. It might not be enough power, but we'll start with it. The giveaway, 10 more minutes on the Polymaker giveaway. If you haven't signed up yet, it's pinned in chat. I hope not, but I vote yes for smoke. I will say no smoke. This is my least favorite. We'll do a poll. Start a poll. All right, let's see. I'm curious to see What do we think? No smoke, but electronics smell. Oh, that didn't work. I hardly ever crimp DuPonts. Okay, 2 down, 2 to go. This is a little overkill on length. Let's cut these a little bit shorter. Let's see. Okay, so we're split. We got 55% thinking that we're good. I did double check this morning, like AC Wang, so it's possible. I vote yes because it would be good content. Thank you. Yeah, I actually got in 2 CM4 modules, so maybe I will go with a Manta board. Okay. Oops. If this mostly works, I will be very happy. Okay, one last one. On the detectors. Half electronics part is empty now. I hope we don't. I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be sad, man, if we I'm gonna be sad if we get smoked. It would be our second time, with the first time being the switch wire and the one of the motors, the drivers caught fire, or I don't know if it quite caught fire, but it ignited. All right, so let's see. Do I need? So those are going right next to each other and right next to each other, so we should be good with the 2-pin and a 2-pin. Okay, one side is in. Other side is in. No? Crap. It's those little, so Steve explained it to me, like one of the main differences why you need a specific crimper for DuPont is like most of the crimps are like JST, it's sort of like this, right? It's like a an M shape, if you will. While on the DuPont, it's like a hug shape. And so the shape when you're crimping it does not do good things to the legs of the DuPont crimpers. So I need to pick up a specific one for these, but it works, it's just not very good. So in this case, one of the legs is sort of sticking off where it shouldn't be. on, dude. Just one part of this leg. Hey, Zombie, thank you for the banana. All right, I think I've cut off enough to get this pin in. We did it, okay. So, last thing is, this needs to go on the red facing towards the outside. Let's go like this. If I'm looking at this guy, DuPont is the only auto crimper I have. What do you mean auto? What is an auto crimper? Like you talk like a ratcheting crimper, like what I'm using? Oh. Okay, so red is going to be, it's the bottom and it's one away from the far end. It's like, there we go, like that. And then the other one is going on the spider board and it's going black facing this way. And it's 2 from the top left. I can't see that very well. Okay. So, it's really tough to show that. 18 of you have not liked the stream. Like the stream! Before the giveaway, it increases odds. It doesn't. I don't know if I can actually... Yeah, you can see that there. Okay, so yeah, there's on the very top, there's 2 pins that are not used, and then it's black wire, red wire in relation to their guide. So the last thing that needs to be done, and then we're gonna do the giveaway, and then we're gonna power this on and hope for the best, is there's some sort of jumper. When shorting the left 2 pins, the motherboard uses the internal 5-volt power supply. When shorting the left 2 pins, so it sounds like that's what we need to do. Okay, so it's already there. So we don't have to do anything actually. There's a jumper. Oh God. There we go. You can kind of see it. See the blue, the little blue guy, right? Get my fingers out of the way. This guy. So there's 3 pins here, and since we're using the board to power this, we need the 5 volts from the board. That jumper is what basically outputs the 5 volts to it. Okay. Let's also plug in our LCD screen. It looks like we need 2 wires for it, so we're just going. I would love for this to just power on. I mean, we're gonna have to change some config stuff, there's no doubt in that, because we're not using the inductive probe, but I would love for things to just work. Oh. There we go. And there we go on the other side. Also, I did reprint the... Reprinted, can we back out a little bit? There we go. I reprinted this piece thinking that maybe the one they included was not toleranced correctly, so that's why it was moving so easily, and it's the exact same way. So it seems like this is just the way the screen is, or the way this printed part is. Am I using a probe? We're using Voron Tap, so it'll be the first time for me. God, I can't freaking see what I'm doing. 1 second. It'll be the first time for me using Tap. So that'll be our probe and our Z-stop, which will be an adventure in itself because I haven't used it. Okay. All right, so that really should be it. We would all love for it just to work for you, but I think there's a small part of it. Yeah. That's fine. I get it. I won't hold it against anybody for hoping for some chaos. I won't hold it against any. Oh, I should probably plug that back in too if we're gonna be having Tap work. Okay, we'll leave this wing door just kind of loose for now. I won't thread it in. Alrighty then. If you are filling out the giveaway form, it's in chat. I'm giving you 60 seconds, and then I'm going to remove it, and then give you another 60 seconds. That way, we're being a little bit nicer today. We're doing the Steve way. Steve gives a lot of chances with his giveaway stuff, so we'll let it go a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm still rocking that same screen on my LDO switch wire. I definitely like clipper screen more. I absolutely do. But I'd rather have a screen than no screen if given the option. Even if I, even if I am primarily controlling the printers remotely. Another thing, so my bad. I just found the DuPont cable that we just crimped. In defense, I think I used slightly thicker wires, so there's that, but yeah, they did include them. There's just so many parts. It's very typical. Yeah, I found the second I finished this, I found the damn wires. it's very typical. So make sure you plug in the FS. Wait, what did I can't? Oh, the FS. I did. Yep, FS cable's plugged into the probe port, the probe signal port, not the probe voltage port. The voltage is plugged into 5 volts. All right, let's go ahead and remove this message. Remove and unpin. There we go. Okay, hi everybody. Okay, we are doing the thing. Let's see. 69 likes. It's the first time I've checked our like count. Of course, we're at 69 likes. Alrighty, so how many entries? Nice, 71 entries, which makes it a lot easier than normal. Let's copy everybody. Also, I think I said it earlier, but I don't know if I got distracted and finished what I was saying, but this Saturday, I will be streaming on the 1440 Makers channel on YouTube for a charity live stream. So I will be going on at... I'll be going on at 11, I think? It's 11 to 1, I'm pretty sure. I think it's 11 to 1. I'll verify. I'll post it in Discord as soon as I get the definitive thing, but yes, I'm going on. So hey, there's Steve. So Steve will be there. So hopefully I didn't ruin the surprise, Steve, but I don't think he's streamed between now and then, but so... Oh, did Nero just end his... So yeah, Saturday at 11 o'clock Mountain Time or 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be on the Makers, 1440 Makers charity stream. Aaron works, and my parents will be gone, so it'll be just me, and I have Jackson, so I'm gonna have Jackson set up in a high chair, and we'll see how it goes. But if you are around Saturday, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's a 24-hour charity stream for the fires in Hawaii, which I think was on Maui. So it's like, I have to look at more detail into the specific charity, but I believe it's a relief fund to help anyone that was affected by the fires in Maui. So pretty awesome cause, and it'll be a ton of fun. So if you're around, then definitely stop by. So let's do this giveaway now, okay? And then let's get back into the craziness. Steve, if you're gonna be here in like 5 minutes, you have to see this absolute nutty wiring. You can kind of see it. It is the worst wiring I've ever done, hands down, but I have plenty of excuses as to why it looks the way that it does. So let's get this giveaway going. Okay, so we've got 72 entries, which is everybody that entered in. As always, I want to thank Polymaker for letting us do these giveaways every single week. If you have not been here before, if you're in the US or Canada, you'll end up getting a gift card, and it's scary. Yeah, the wiring is scary. This is the least confident I've been in things going correctly out of probably any build, because of how many different things I had to reference and different versions. And they sent me a wiring harness and a guide for a 2.4. Oh, this is a Trident. This was a mess. So, yes, thank you to Polymaker for letting us do this. I will contact you within 24 hours. If you're not in the US or Canada, you'll get to pick a spool from a list of a couple hundred. And if you haven't tried out their filament, links are in the description where you can do so. So I'm just gonna go with, it's the 15th, we're shuffling it 15 times. That's what we're doing. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good luck, everybody. In 3, 2, 1. Fleming, you are our winner, and I think that's a first timer. Congratulations. Let's do a little air horn and cheer. Congratulations, Fleming. Thank you. I will I will send you an email in the next 24 hours, and if depending on where you're at, you'll either get a gift card or pick out a spool of filament. But thank you everybody for entering. So yes, let's see what we've got here, because it's definitely wild. So check out this. This is our current wiring situation. Oh, the poll is still going too. Perfect. So this is our current wiring situation. So a couple things. One, the wiring has been so messy with this build. So a couple things. One, I think they sent the wrong wiring harness. I'm almost positive at this point they did. Two, this is the instructions that it came with. I've always been really happy to get a schematic printed out. Nero Raid, thank you. If Nero's here, thank you very much. Well, let's definitely do some air horn and cheers. You sent them over right in the most puckery moment of the last eight or nine build streams for this printer. So the instructions they sent are for the 2.4. On top of that, we deviated from the stock guide a little bit because we installed tap, which it's the first time I've installed tap. We also swapped out the toolhead board because the toolhead board they sent didn't have 5 volts, and I didn't want to cut a trace or jump a wire, so we swapped it out for a board that supports 5 volts. So it's going to be interesting. Also, we're using a Visex Spider, which I've never used before. I primarily have used Big Tree Tech boards, and we're using an Orange Pi, which I've absolutely never used before. So yes, anyone that's new here, we stream every single Wednesday. Normally not this early. Normally it's at noon Pacific Standard Time, and yeah, it's a ton of fun. We build printers, we get distracted a lot and talk about food and all sorts of awesome things. But yeah, if you are new here, definitely subscribe, and it's a really good time. Steve, thank you very much for the 5 gifted memberships. Steve, have you announced that you're streaming on Saturday with for the whole thing? I know it's already Wednesday, and I don't think they've announced us yet. So I'm just gonna say it because you know, it's about time. So let's first figure out. We need to flash the Orange Pi. That's the thing we need to do. So there's a micro SD card slot. I don't think they provided a micro SD card, so that's gonna be our first order of business, is figuring out. Here we go. I've got a couple micro SD cards, 8 gig. Hey, what's up, KB3D? Oh, nice. How did the? Hey, thanks for 12 months, KB3D. Cheers. Let's do air horn action. Okay, so let's see. The thing I don't exactly know is how to even flash the Orange Pi in comparison to, is it just the same way as I would flash a regular Raspberry Pi? Like, is it basically pretend to be? So I use Raspberry Pi Disk Imager, install Mainsail OS. There are 220 people here. That is freaking awesome. Thank you very much, Nero. I appreciate it. It's a pretty sharp spike. Okay, so we're gonna do them the same way, I guess, as you would do. So we'll go Raspberry Pi Disk Imager. Yes. And we are going to go with Mainsail. Does Fluid have a Fluid OS? Because if it does, I'm cool with trying that too. This is going to be other specific purpose OS, 3D printing. Fluid's still, man, Fluid's got to get their in here. And then we're doing 30. I can't remember. 32-bit is what we're doing. Let's see. I use Deviant Image though, and Kaya. 220 people. Where are those likes? Yeah, if you have not hit the like button, definitely do. Fluid is only by Kaya. Gotcha. But you need to get the correct OS image. They're not just a Kaya. I think this is the easiest way. I just want to get it up and running. Or I want to get it up and running so we can power it on and see what happens. That's like my biggest goal for right now, is just to get this powered up. So one of my concerns though is related to micro SD cards. I don't know. I don't know if we've got I'm surprised it didn't include a single micro SD card with this kit. No need, it's pre-built with internal memory? So, wait, do I just power it on? Did they already flash it? Nice, is that what you're saying? Because Nice built one of a 2.4, one of these not long ago. Sick, okay, awesome. So we're not doing anything then, we're plugging this in. Okay, all right, let's make sure, all right, power's off. I am very nervous. I am very, very nervous. They flashed it with an Android. Okay, let's. All right, the moment of truth. All right. Okay. Which orange pie is it? I don't know orange pies. This is a Orange Pi LTS V1.4. Okay. Let's get everybody nice and low. Okay. Okay, everybody. This is what we've built up for. I'm hoping I double-checked AC wiring earlier. The biggest thing I think that we could have an issue with is our controller, because of the fact that I'd referenced like 3 schematics and things just don't really align. So let's just see. Let's see what happens. All right, here we go. We're gonna do we'll do a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't see any smoke. I don't see any smoke. I see lights. There's a light on our Orange Pi. It went from red to green. I'm assuming that's good. We've got a light on our FISEC board. One thing I just realized though. Oh snap! Dude, no way. No way. Our thermistor's working. Both of our thermistors are, no way. Let's check. So can I get this on the network from, how do I get the Orange Pi on my network? That's my question. PID, I'm, dude, no way. There's no way. That was, light on tap? Oh, tap, yeah, tap has a light on. Tap's lit. Oh, dude, it can't be. It can't be. Yeah, this is peak. We've hit peak. There's a light on the. Everything looks like it's working. So there's a light on our board. So that's there. And then I don't know how well you can see it, but tap has a. You can't really see it, can you? Yeah, look, it's red. And it's blue when it hits the sensor, so it's changing color like it's supposed to. It's registering. Yeah, it does. It does. It goes. I'm so excited. Hold on, let me show you guys. I can't. This is, man. Every dog has his day. That's all I gotta say. So it's red. You can kind of see the red light. Look at that, and it turns blue. It's working like it's supposed to. I can't believe that. I can't freaking believe that. That is so exciting. Okay, so Nice is saying it needs an RJ45, so we have to go Ethernet. That's an issue, because my modem is in the living room. I don't have any wired connection. It appears on the surface, yeah. Really, so there's nothing I can do. Is the config file was preloaded from factory. Is there no way I can drop a TXT file onto it and have it update? Can you not connect from the LCD? I don't think this Clipper screen lets you, but I don't think that it does. I think I would have to hook up mouse and keyboard to the Orange Pi and HDMI out, which would be an even bigger pain in the butt. So what is the what is the process of configuring? So if I hook this up, let's say I bring this out to the living room and I plug it in directly, and what is the process for actually setting up the Wi-Fi on it? Configuring Wi-Fi on Orange Pi. I don't actually know. Got a lappy, like a laptop? SSH is probably the easiest. Okay, Orange Pi config. Okay, so we think Ethernet, Ethernet directly into the modem, and then, so I can bring this out there. I won't be able to bring you guys out there because it's gonna be tough. We have a blow-up mattress in the living room because my parents are staying here with us. Think. Okay, let's do, okay. I wasn't expecting it to power on like this. I'd be perfectly honest with you. I wasn't expecting smoke. There is no built-in setting for turn off, so I'm just gonna have to kill it and pray that it doesn't damage anything. You can Ethernet from Voron to laptop and SSH? I've never done that. If you guys... No, I'm how can Aaron, with how much of a freaking headache and question mark there was this morning, how could I have expected that to things to just work? You just need to bring the Pi, you don't need the whole thing. Yeah, but I won't be able to power the Pi. Okay, so you're saying if I bring my laptop, I think the easiest thing to do is just plug this thing in, plug the dang thing into the living room via Ethernet, power it on, run back here, SSH in, update it to Wi-Fi, unplug it from the living room, and run it back here. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, all right. I'm gonna taking the mic off for 1 second here. We're gonna get this figured out. So unplugging, taking power cable, throwing power cable right here. I'm reading just a USB-C. It's probably the better play, huh? Just grab a USB-C. Okay, so disconnecting the USB cable, disconnecting the power from the GPIOs on it. Now we're going to lift it like this. We've got a USB-C connection here. Okay. And then we've got Ethernet. We need Ethernet cable, which I should hopefully have one somewhere. I don't use Ethernet often at all. 1 second. Did it come with? Did this thing come with? You know what? I think I have it. Okay, all right. I'll be back. I think I have an Ethernet cable over by the modem that I can just snag. BRB. Good luck. See you Saturday. Thank you, Steve. I can't believe that it's because Steve blessed us, dude. That's why the Trident turned on. All right, I'll be right back. Okay. Does it already have an IP from your router? Let me check. I mean, I should be able to see. Let's see. Clients, wired. It looks like it's labeled as 3D Geek ITS. Do we know what Orange Pi's default info is? So it's going to be SSH. I don't know what the login is. The build volume, this is a 300 by 300 by 300. I think that's the default. Do we know what default is? Orange Pi. Try Orange Pi. Oh, just try Orange Pi, Orange Pi. Orange Pi at, I don't, 192.168.160.150. Oops. It did not work. Oh. No E. Commands are different, be careful. Be back on Saturday, congratulations for the turbo. Username Orange Pi or root, password orange. Okay, let me try it again. Maybe I spelled it wrong. I don't know. ORANGEEPI. Okay, it's not Orange Pi, Orange Pi. Oh, you're saying that I did the... Oh, derp. All right, let me try it again. Just cancel out of this. And it froze. There we go. Okay, so we think it's SSH Orange Pi at 192.168.160. What was it? Yeah, I'm thinking about Pi. Pi sounds really good. 150. Okay. Orange Pi. Yes! Yes! Okay. And then we said we need probably sudo, right? Orange Pi, and it was dash config. Hopefully it's Orange Pi. Yes! We're doing it! Okay. I'll change it to me so I can put in wireless stuff. Select the dynamic or chat edit, hotspot, create Wi-Fi access point, manage wireless networking. Enable networking through test statements, manage wireless networking. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. So I think we should be good. Do I need to do anything? Do I need to do anything to disable Ethernet and enable wireless if I have both of them running, or just if I unplug Ethernet, it'll default to it? Let me see if I see it on the network. Oh, yeah, it's already on the wireless network. Sick. Okay, so let's see, can we connect to it? So the wireless IP is 210. 192.168.160.210. Bam! Sick, it booted right up. Okay, so let's go ahead and shut down. How do I change the language? Settings. Where I have no idea. There is an antenna. Yep. How how do you, is it just a drop down that I'm missing somewhere for power toggle fluid? Oh, it's gotta be here, huh? Yes. We're doing it. Okay. Post shut down. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go unplug the Orange Pi, run back in here, power this on. We're probably going to do, because I'm supposed to call it in 20 minutes. No, we'll start doing some pre-flight. We'll start doing some pre-flight stuff. We got a little bit longer. Okay, BRB. Okay, where did I put the mic? I said be right back, and I said it here. Okay. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. This is, it's me, like, my mood is doing a complete 180. It went from, I was frustrated, I was definitely frustrated earlier with everything not aligning, and I'm like, okay, it's making up for it because things are just working now. Okay, let's get this back on the DIN rail. Perfect. And then we need a couple things. We need USB from our controller to plug in, like so. Bam. And then we need our power cable, which is running from here. No, that's not right. It's running from here to here. I'm gonna really quickly reference the PDF further right GPIO pins, because that's all I need is to put it in the wrong wrong slot. Okay, so it's second from the bottom right with red facing this direction, like so. Okay, I think, oh no. Red pin came out. Let's hold it in place. Okay, hopefully that's good. All right, let's power. Oops, I didn't bring the power cable back, but I should have a bunch of regular power cables. Has it been a fun build so far? Everything's been relatively smooth-ish up until wiring. Like, we had some issues, like the large BMG gear was incorrect, just straight up incorrect. This is what was in the this is what was included, and the geometry of, I think this side over here, it's actually just incorrect. It's not how the BMG is supposed to be, so it adds, it gives near impossible to have it centered between the printed parts, and it causes unnecessary push or force on the gear. So I swapped this out. This was a known issue with their kits. They had the same issue in my V0 that I got from them, and they had replaced them all. So it's my understanding this is old stock, and I think that this whole kit is old stock. They're switching over to Big Tree Tech stuff. I used, all the printed parts were included with the kit, and there was some over extrusion on the toolhead parts that I reprinted. So there was little things throughout, but it wasn't anything that I'm like, oh man, this is like the end of the world. It was just, okay, I gotta sort of slightly improvise, but the wiring was, oh, silly me, I put the cable here. The wiring was definitely the biggest head scratcher, because the harness is incorrect and the instructions are incorrect, and it's a mess. The wiring was not, I mean, look at this, right? Like, this is awful looking. Enjoy the miracle until you can. Just tuning in. Yes, it's an Orange Pi. I have no idea how it's going to do. I got some CM4s in recently, so if need be, I'll probably use that. Or I've got like the Big Tree Tech 24-volt Pi, but I typically, for the most part, try to use what comes with the kit, so that way I can give feedback on the kit. The tweaks we did was the inverted electronics, which doesn't really affect anything other than making things easier to access. And then we went with tap, but other than that, everything else is stock in the kit. So, okay, let's see. We are force refresh. And we are connected. So, let's go through and do some of these Voron first checks. Yeah, so we are we're going CAN bus. Once I've gotten some time to test this printer out, we are. I'm going Big Tree Check sending over the EBB Stealth Burner 2209, so we're gonna be swapping that in. I'm using 3 Orange Pi, 3 LTS with no issues. That's awesome. I've heard mixed things about it. Nice had it and ran into some issues, and I can't remember. Nice, what were the issues you ran into with the Orange Pi? I know you initially were using it, and I don't remember what the problem was. This section provides a list of steps. Okay. Anytime movements are made, verify temperature. So we did verify temperature. Temperature is working. So extruder or hot end and heater bed 25.9, cool. Verify heaters. Let's just go on the extruder. Have it heat up to like 80, something low. Fans kicked on. Interesting, both fans kicked on. Not sure why. I mean, I'm happy the fans did kick on, or at least, you know, the hot end fan, but both this fan and this fan are running, which is a little odd off the fig. I mean, it could just be a config thing. Maybe they're configured together. Oh, you had eMMC failure. Interesting. One thing that's really nice with Voron Trident onboard AVS, no SD card needed. Yeah, I had no idea it had onboard eMMC. I only have Pi 3B. Should I consider Pi 4 for my Pi 6 Trident build? I only have one Clipper printer running a Pi 4. The rest of them are running Pi 3s or Pi 3Bs, and I've had no issue. The biggest thing you'll run into is during like the system update or the initial install, it's going to take longer to install all the dependencies and packages. But aside from that, I haven't hit any sort of like performance issues in just regular use. So yeah, I don't think it's needed. Okay, so we've hit temperature, which is good. Again, if the fans are working, I have to figure out what's going on with their wiring or their config and why they're going together. Let's get the bed up to, let's do 60. Okay, the case fans both turned on, which is good. So we know that both of these fans are working. They both kicked on as soon as I sent power. We know that the SSR is working. Well, let's see, is it heating up? It is heating up. So we know that the SSR is working like it should be. No Manta boards with CB1. So I'm running 2 Manta boards. I have a Manta M8P in my Mercury 1.1 build, and it's been fine, but I've still had some wireless issues. The issue is that I got the really early CB1s, right? Like Big Tree Tech sent them out, and I tested them out and made a video on them, and I had mixed Wi-Fi results, but then they had corrected it. They made both firmware changes or image changes as well as a physical change to the chip. And they sent out some replacement CB1s. Well, silly me didn't just throw out all of the initial ones that I got. I held on to them and they all got mixed together. So I've got, I think I've got like 5 or 6 CB1s, and I don't know which ones are like the sort of semi-faulty and which ones are good. And the annoying thing about the faulty ones is that they'll sort of work fine for a while and then stop working. So it's kind of frustrating. So I might just swap out to the CM4. But yeah, I've got like 3 CB1s right here, and I know I've got a few more laying around elsewhere, so we'll see. I do like the boards. There was no smoke. Oh, they're up to, okay, version 2.2. Okay, so bed's heating up. We're at 57 degrees Celsius and climbing, so I guess we can see if it hits it and stops. We'll need to do PID tunes at some point, but I don't think I'm gonna fully PID tune until we enclose it, because it's gonna change the parameters versus being open. Stepper motor check. Okay, this we can do. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's check this. This will be... I assume this will probably not be correct, and I'll have to change some of the logic for the stepper motors direction-wise. So... stepper motor buzz X. So we're doing the Trident, so we need to test stepper X. The motor will rotate clockwise first, and then back counterclockwise. Okay, I need you guys to let me know which direction it's going. So it looks like it's opposite. Oops. To me, it looks like it's going left, and then coming back. Hey, GPS. Yeah, I went counter first, huh? Okay, so that's incorrect. So let's go into... Actually, let's first, because with the Core XY, let's see what the other one's doing. Let's go stepper Y. So X is opposite of what we want. And for Y, it's saying it should rotate clockwise first and then counterclockwise. Oh, you know what? I'm a goof. I should probably be looking at, let's see. Oh, it had an error. Interesting. I see why it had an error. Okay, let's turn this off. So when I was moving around wires, so the wiring for this came with DuPonts instead of JSTs for the AB motors. And I didn't crimp JSTs on it yet. I just wanted to get us up and running. So I'm running DuPonts still. So they work, but they don't get a really solid connection. So I see it looks like the B motor or the Y motor is slightly not seated fully. So I'm going to kill the power. I'm gonna kill the power, seat this. So now it looks like it's fully seated again. Let's try that. I think that'll fix it. I do not like DuPonts for this. Yeah, no, I don't like them either. We're going to switch over to JST. This was just a matter of every crimp takes a little bit more time, and we really wanted to get this thing fired up. But yeah, it needs JSTs. Okay, so we'll try running the same. Try running the same thing again here. Let's see, if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. We're at 135 likes. Let's see if we can hit 150. Okay, so we're connected again. We're gonna try Y. I think it'll work. Yeah. So it's also... I think I'm goofing though in general, because I think I'm supposed to be looking at the stepper motor and not the tool head on this. And it is going correctly then. It's going, the motor itself is going clockwise and then counterclockwise. So let me check on X as well and verify. Okay, so X is wrong, but Y was right. Okay, so X is wrong, Y is right, and that means we need to switch it. Isn't there a, here we go. So if so X, what did I just say? So it's going, or you need Trident, there we go. So X is correct. No, God, X is incorrect. I think I need to, Check Discord on what you'll likely see for your current step in the build. Check Discord. Okay. Also, hi Dutch. 0G documentation. Fully paste your stepper Z. All right, let's see. What do you got for us, Dutch? We set our core XSplit printers to home at the rear right with end stops at the rear and right sides. Some people face issues appearing home in the wrong direction. Well, Voron offers a useful diagram. I've devised a simpler solution. Dude, I feel like you were waiting for this. It's not completely done yet, but it should work. The tool requires you to be at a point in your build where your printer is homing in the wrong direction. This means you have a fully working config. Fully paste your stepper X and stepper Y data at the same time. Where is it? I'm so used to... Okay, stepper X. Should I just do one at a time or no? I gotta do both, Dutch. Is it gonna cause, are the comments gonna cause issues? Both. Okay, homing directions. X homes to the right. Oh wait, oh, you're saying that I need to tell it? So this is, so I need to home it, you're saying. I need to know the ways that it's homing right now. I forgot the Y header today. Yeah, I did. Thank you. I think we should probably check though on tap. Home X and be ready to emergency shutdown. Okay, okay. We are homing X and getting ready to hit the emergency button. And it already didn't work. Wait, stepper Z3. Okay, so there's an issue with the Z, so we gotta get that figured out. Unable to read TMC UART. Okay, so there's an issue. Start to figure out what's going on with my Z motors. I see exactly what's going on with my Z motors. I gotta share this because it's funny. Oh, wait. Yeah. So I followed, I think I followed the diagram when I was installing the drivers. No, when I was installing the steppers. But I didn't follow the diagram for the steppers. So we have a stepper in this slot where there's no motor, but we have no stepper driver in this slot where there is. So we don't have there's no stepper. I should have just plugged it in. So let's go. That's funny. Shut down, yes. It's weird because it shows, according to this diagram. Oh, that's right. It's because I'm gonna check to see. It's because I referenced the guide it came with, which was for a 2.4. So Nice had sent over the GitHub for SIBOOR. Okay, so they do want you to skip that one. So it should be Z01. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm mirroring it because that's what this config's based off of. Okay, so let's power this off. Let's go back over here. Let's pull this one. At least it's something simple, right? It's cool. All right, now our Z should work. How's the kitten? Oh yeah, you super cute cat. Is it plugged in? No, it is not. Yeah, the confusing part, which if you didn't see this, is that they give you a printout guide, right? And the printout guide that they sent for this says SIBOOR V0 or no V2.4. And so when I was plugging in things, I was like, cool, I need a driver there. But that's for a 2.4. There's no Trident wiring on here. And so I was originally doing some of the wiring based off this before I realized that. And then I transitioned over to the online one. So that's where they even sent the driver for, they sent an extra driver as if it was a 2.4. So I think that's part of the issue, is that this kit is like a hybrid Trident 2.4. Okay, so 0, or Dutch said to hit X and be ready to freak out. So let's do that. So we're gonna try to home X. Still throwing an error. Unable to read TMC UART stepper Z. Register IFCNT. I don't know. Did you set the one in the code for the slot you just... Oh! Do you think that... I'm also one... I bet you that this config is for a 2. You think this config's for a 2.4? So how many Z motors do they have set in here? Z? So there's stepper Z. Stepper Z1. Stepper Z2. Dude, the whole thing... Oh, you guys can't see it. So even the config, so yeah, this was definitely a hacky kit. Because it says there's 4 steppers in the config, so it's configured for 2.4. I wonder if that means it has quad gantry leveling. Quad gantry leveling. Okay, so I'm gonna have to see. Something tells me that there's gonna be another. Oops. SIBOOR Trident printer. There we go. Yeah, they made a whoopsie with this kit. They definitely made a whoopsie with this kit. So we're just gonna actually swap out everything underneath my serial ID. I check all drivers that they match the code. They should all match, because I did wire them based off of where this was pulled from. So I'm fairly confident right now that if I go home X, yeah, so it is working. So X is moving forward. So part of this has been some self-inflicted stuff, and I will take credit for the things I've done wrong. But part of it is that the kit they sent me is a little bit of a shit show when it comes to the wiring aspect. The wiring and config, because of the fact that they sent me like hardware for Trident and electronics and config for a 2.4. I've got probably 5 to 6 more minutes, and I gotta call it because we're taking today's Monday off, so we're taking Jack to the aquarium. Okay, so we got that. Now I'm gonna home Y. Should probably move it a little more center because who knows what's gonna happen. Okay, here we go. Left, right. Okay, so just to show, I'm taking I should probably also, I'm gonna delete this because I pulled this from the 2.4 and I don't know if it matches what I have now. So let's check this. I still haven't seen Everest. No, Tajin, I haven't got a chance. I will definitely check it though. I did not query end stops yet, Dolmar. Cannot match MCU config as it is shut down. Okay, let's restart host. I'll do that right now. Before anything else, I'll check that. Cannot update MCU config as it is shut down. There we go. Yeah, I've used Fluid a little bit, but I'm definitely not as, like, it's a little bit foreign to me as far as layout goes. Okay, so let's do, how do you do limit, is limit switches in the same kind of system? No, config, tune? End stops. Okay, so there should be no end stops triggered. Z says triggered, so we'll have to figure that out. But X or Y I'm holding down now, and that's working. X I am holding down now, and that's working. Okay, X and Y are good. Z we need to figure out. Z we need to figure out, which I will take a look at. Acquired taste. You are not fluid with fluid? I'm not fluid with fluid. I've used it a bit, but I'm still not fully as proficient with the layout. Okay, so let's delete the Voron 2 configs that exist in here. Let's remove you. Go under printer. Let's go under stepper. Let's try copying this over to here. Did I copy the header? I did. And then let's try to copy stepper Y with the header. Okay. We put it in the directions it was homing. We're going to click fix it. Your steppers are swapped. You need to swap the A and B connectors, otherwise known as X and Y. Boom! So let's do that. So physically, it's saying physically swap them, right? Cool. So let's do that. Let's shut down. That's cool, Dutch. That's a pretty sweet tool. Z should always. Oh, Z should always show triggered. Oh, not on tap. Clicky, it shows triggered. Okay. So I've got to figure out what's going on with tap. Okay, so let's kill the power. So I need to swap motor cables, which again they're gonna get recrimped because they're DuPonts right now and JST connectors. So it's jank to the maximus. Jank is to the maximus. So let's swap out. Hi. Hi, Jack. He says, where are we gonna go see the fishies? Yeah. I want to see the fishies. So the wiring was absolute nightmare on this. Because they sent like wrong wires and all sorts of stuff, but we turned it on and it didn't smoke.
Yeah, no, that was probably on.
Everything's good. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it back on, let it home. We'll take 60 seconds or so. Then we're gonna show Jack, and then I'm gonna end the stream. Okay, just be careful of the camera. Aaron is like, let's go. Okay, let's make sure X and Y are homing. I'll play around with tap probably a little bit. Next week's gonna be just a print and chill stream. We're just going to print something on this and hang out and laugh and talk about things. Okay, so.
Before Thanksgiving, yeah? Wednesday, next Wednesday.
Yeah, day before Thanksgiving?
Okay.
Is that right? Yeah, it might be. You're probably right. Okay, so let's try homing X. Oops, that's not right. That's a rat's nest. That's my rat's nest. Okay, let's see. Hey, can you not let him pull on that cable? Jack loves cables. Wait. That's not right. Dutch. It's not right. I swapped the cables and it homed the wrong way. Anyways, I will correct those after then. I might need to invert the logic on one as well. Oh, maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to rerun it now that I swapped the cables and it still needs some logic to be inverted. You have to run it? Okay, I have to run it again. Gotcha. Okay, well, I will do that. Want to hand me Jack? He says, I'm ready to see the fishies. Hey, buddy. Yoo-hoo!
His hair is crazy.
You say hi, Jack? Look, it's working. See all that wiring? Yeah, I did a good job, huh? Careful, Bubba. So, he's going to the aquarium today. I'm gonna see some fishies, huh? I'm gonna see some fishies, Jack. Guess what? I wired that all up and there was no smoke. No smoke, buddy.
Yay!
He says, I just want to see fishies. Okay, I'm passing back.
So warm.
We'll get going. Yeah, he's a big dude, man. My parents haven't seen him, so they're out here this week, but they haven't seen him since he was 2 months, and they're like, oh my god, he's a big dude. So, let's turn this off. Services, post, shut down. Okay, we'll give it a couple seconds to shut down because the fans are super loud. All right. So, it has been more of an, I say this, it feels like every week. It has been a much more adventurous day than I anticipated. I thought because I had all the AC done, I had the DC wires, harness, routed, like snaked, looking kind of nice. It was semi-nice when we started the stream. If you don't believe me, go back to the beginning, and it was a lot more organized than this absolute monstrosity that's going on down here. But there was confusion and there was issues, which was a couple reasons. One, again, wrong wires. Some of it's wrong wiring. Some of it is wrong instructions. Some of it was me. I will take responsibility for a few of the things. It's just different. This needs work. Like the instructions and the layout of this. But in all honesty, I think that had they sent me a Trident manual with a Trident config and a Trident whatever in here length, I think the length of things is slightly different because it's for a Trident versus 2.4. If they had done all of those things, it would have definitely made it easier, but still not perfect. There was still some issues along the way, but it's been wild. I am super happy that we didn't see smoke. Clipper booted right up, and overall, I think like we turned today, like I felt like the stream was like we're starting off on a high note, and then I felt like we fell from grace very quickly. And towards the end of it, I'm like, yeah, we're back in this. So between now and next week's stream, I'm going to do a little bit of cleaning up. I'm not going to do a ton of cleaning up because again, we're going to CAN bus here, but I'm at least going to route the cables a little bit neater in the wire channels. I'll switch over from the DuPonts to JST, so I'm at least using the correct plug type, and then I will go through the startup checks. Basically, I will probably go through the startup checks and play around with tap, so that way next week we can just sort of print something out. Maybe I'll wait on tap and we'll do that on stream because I haven't done it before and it might be fun to stumble through it with everybody. What do you guys think? Should I wait on tap? So I'll just clean up things. Basically, I'll clean up things down here, make sure that the X and Y is homing correctly, and then we'll do tap on stream next week because I have never configured it before, so it would be kind of fun to kind of go through it. Slap some LEDs and it's done. Okay, we'll do tap on stream. RS votes. We'll do tap on stream. I haven't done it, and again, we're gonna have to go in and swap out the settings for the inductive probe for tap, and I think that Jack fell. That's a crying baby. I'm gonna go. There's a baby in need. I'll see you guys later on. Have a wonderful day. Again, the charity stream I'll be doing Saturday over on the 1440 Makers YouTube channel. I will post a link when I've got it. And then next Wednesday stream time, I will figure out as soon as I know what Aaron's schedule is for next week. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day, and I will talk to you guys later on. Bye, everyone.